Hey, what's going on, everybody? Jason here. Haven't made a video in a while. Last video that I made, Ragnar passed away. There's been a lot of changes, and I'll try to rush through it real quick. This is actually going to be a really exciting video. I no longer have the 100-gallon. Well, I have it. It's in my garage, kind of in front of me. I am selling it. I took the 100-gallon down. After Ragnar passed away, I was really upset. I didn't realize how much everyone in my family was attached to that fish. Of all the fish I've had in my life, nobody got attached to a fish like that. I never liked I thought flowerhorns were ugly. My wife thought they were ugly, but after I bought Ragnar and had him for a year, watched him grow, everybody just loved him, and then he passed away. And the whole reason I got the 100-gallon was to put Ragnar in there, and so he'd have a huge tank. He could grow over a foot long, but that never happened. And after he passed away, two things happened. I hated the fish in the tank. I had the Oscar and all that. Like, once Ragnar was gone, I didn't care to have that big of a tank anymore. I got it for him. And I was pretty, I didn't even care about those fish in there. The other thing that happened was the reality of having 100 gallons of water in my living room finally set in. And you guys can call me a wuss or whatever you want. Had I bought that tank brand new, probably wouldn't have cared too much, but seeing how it was used, even though it was resealed, it was not resealed completely. You know, the tank wasn't taken apart and the silicone wasn't redone between the glass, just the inside was resealed. There's still the potential of that thing blowing up in my house while I'm at work, and I got 100 gallons of water covering my house, soaking in for 8 hours. It actually became stressful. My wife didn't like it, I didn't like it, and there was no reason to have it anymore without Ragnar. I didn't care about the other fish anymore. So I took it apart, and it's sitting in my garage. It's up for sale. If anybody here is in the Idaho area, it's for sale. Someone's supposed to come look at it tonight. We'll see if that person even shows up. So the other thing that happened was my old computer took a crap. I have a habit, me and my wife buy the cheapest $250 Dell at Best Buy every 3 years because I need a computer for making videos, and for recording music. I record my own music. Well, making videos and recording music on a cheap computer, they don't last more than 3 or 4 years. And my wife was fine with, like, just get a Mac. And I'm like, we cannot afford a freaking Mac. Well, we got a Mac. And we had to put it on the credit card, and now I got to pay that off. About $1,300 total for this freaking thing. But after a couple of weeks, this computer is pretty amazing. So the one thing that's cool about it, I'm actually making a video with my iPhone right now. I don't have to use my camera anymore. This is what I used to make my videos with. It's a Nikon. It's a Nikon Coolpix L830. Really nice camera. But the cool thing, now I can make videos with my iPhone, and as soon as the videos are done on the iPhone, they're automatically on the computer. I don't have to actually hook it up and export it and all that stuff, and I can use iMovie, and it's a lot simpler. So because of that, there's a whole bunch of stuff in the garage we sold. We're trying to just pay this off instantly. I've already sold almost $1,000 worth of stuff in the garage, just some mini bikes and other things that we don't use. So since I sold a whole bunch of stuff, took the 100-gallon down, I went ahead and bought an entire 40-gallon breeder setup. It is up and running in my living room. Petco has the $1 a gallon sale going on right now, so I went ahead and bought the whole 40-gallon breeder setup. I got that metal stand, the tank, glass tops, pretty much the same exact setup I had in Oregon when I put those convicts in there. And I also have a new fish. When I took the 100-gallon down, I took all those fish back to the pet store, and I wanted another flowerhorn. After having Ragnar for a year, it has become very clear that the flowerhorn is the freaking coolest fish there is. They are so social, they like to play, you can freaking pet them. I don't think I can go back to any other fish. And the 40 breeder might be too small, but the other thing is that we are renting this house, and if a tank does explode, I need the bare minimum. You know, if I knew Ragnar was gonna die, I never even would have got rid of the 55-gallon. I had that nice top fin running with the black silicone. I would have kept that. Had I known he was gonna die, if he died in there, I would have just got another flowerhorn and put him in there, but I got rid of the 55, so we would have a bigger tank. There was no way of knowing that was gonna happen. So I got a 40-gallon breeder and a new little flowerhorn. And the coolest thing is I'm gonna make a sump. Oh yeah. I already have bought everything for the sump. This is actually a lot cheaper than what I did before. So let me go show you what's going on with the 40 breeder, and then I'll show you what I got going on and everything I bought to make the sump. It's awesome. All right, there is the 40-gallon breeder. There's the metal Brooklyn stand. And again, one of the reasons I got this, number one, it's brand new. I have 100% faith in brand new tanks that they're not gonna explode. You can see little baby flowerhorn. I'll tell you about him in a minute. Nice glass top. These are the two lights that I had on the 100-gallon. They work beautiful with this tank. A nice white, bright light. This tank has already cycled in like 2 days. The old substrate, I had to sit in a cooler for about a week, all with muck water, so when I put it in there, it just helped jumpstart it, added some bacteria. For now, I got the two hang-on back filters temporarily, and then we're gonna make the sump. So, this is the 40-gallon breeder. It's much smaller here in the living room, gives a lot more room. I don't have to stress out about that used tank breaking. And here is baby RJ. My daughter actually named him. A red dragon flowerhorn got over at Petco. And we named him, my daughter named him RJ because this is Ragnar Jr. I hope you guys can see if I can zoom in here. This guy is freaking awesome. I put him, he's been in here since yesterday. After work, I went and picked him up, and he never even once tried to hide. As soon as I put him in here, he just started swimming around, and in 5 minutes, he was eating. And I think he's gonna be awesome. This flowerhorn is literally at least half to only a third of the size of Ragnar when I got him. This fish is only like 1.5 inches long, if that. Not much color on him yet. Believe it or not, the color actually looks better than it did yesterday, so he's very, very small, maybe 1.5 inches, so it's gonna take about a good month for some color to come in. But this is Ragnar Jr., RJ, and we are gonna grow this guy out. So the one thing that's gonna be cool, you guys are probably saying, well, the 40 breeder's too small. You know, not really. Ragnar took a year to get to 7 inches, and full-grown Ragnar could actually swim in here comfortably. And once we get the sump made, everything's gonna be out of the tank except for the decor. So the heater won't be in there. Those HOB intake tubes won't be in there. There'll just be a little PVC overflow and then returns at the top. It's gonna be pretty cool. So we're gonna maximize the amount of room for little RJ here. This guy's already really, really social, as you can see. Already liking RJ. Now, it's a Petco flowerhorn, so we'll see how well this thing colors up. But for 1.5 inches long, he might be pushing 1.75 inches. Color's not even that bad at all for a flowerhorn that size, that small, 1.5 to 2 inches, not bad. So we'll see what RJ grows into. So that's the 40-gallon breeder. It is set up and running. To ensure the health of this fish and maximize the amount of space, we are going to make a sump. Now let's go check that out. Okay, like I said, Petco still has the $1 a gallon sale. Picked up a 20-gallon high. So it'll be a 20-gallon sump with a 40-gallon breeder, but technically it'll be a 10-gallon sump. I'm gonna make this pretty much the exact same way I did my last one. So it's really only gonna be half full of water. So technically it'll be a 10-gallon sump in a 20-gallon size aquarium. So there's the aquarium, and here is all the little goodies I got. I'm probably going to be using this, and I'll show you. I got some excess from one of my canister filter hoses. I'll show you what that's going to be for. I still have 2 submersible pumps that are about 240 gallons each. I'm going to try to see if I can use both of them, because these guys pumping up about 4 feet in the air is probably going to really down the GPH. I got some PVC glue, GE silicone type 1, so there's the acrylic sheet. We're gonna make some baffles over here, and I am making my own overflow. And the way I'm gonna make this is not necessarily my idea. Watched a lot of videos on YouTube. A lot of different people use this idea. And here's the hoses. So these pumps, the return hoses to go back in the tank. And here's a bunch of miscellaneous stuff, some hose clamp stuff. And then I got about 10 feet of PVC. So I don't know if you want to call this part 1. I guess we'll start part 1 in the next video. And I just kind of showing you guys what I have and sump build. All right, guys, that's the video. Thanks for watching. There will be a sump build here. I'll try to make as much video of it as I can. I can't guarantee how much I'll show of it. But we're going to make a sump for the 40-gallon breeder for new, beautiful RJ, the flowerhorn. Got a whole new year in store ahead of us for a flowerhorn growth, and we'll see how cool that fish turns into. Hopefully it's even a male. You can't even really tell yet. It may not even be a male. But either way, we are going to do the best we can for little RJ and see how cool he or she turns out. So that's the video, guys. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next video. Not sure when it will be, but we're going to start making this sump. Take care.